Hi. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I think you've managed to oversimplify in a complicated way something that's simple if you don't think it's complicated. But that really doesn't matter because you're searching, and that's cool because you know I think in a big way that's the reason we're here, to search um, for the why or the how or both. But you've inspired me to respond, obviously, because I didn't read the book that you read, and I really haven't heard anything about that. So I can't really comment on what it is that you said or on your proof or anything like that. And I'm definitely not here to refute the existence of God. But I think what tends to happen is that we all have this intellectual or maybe gut feeling, or a little bit of both, or heart wrenching, or subtle beating sense that there is a God. And I always operate, I don't always operate, but lately I've been operating on this, maybe you want to call it an assumption, or maybe a intuitive reason or something, so as to counteract doubts and confusion and frustration. I figure that if I become aware of something, there's a connection to it, no matter what it is. I mean, whether it's there's a knife, you pull that knife, yeah, or something for the compost pile. This is soybean shell, right? No matter what, you're gonna have a connection to that idea. It's like a gateway, and that gateway leads you inevitably to some other room or some other idea or thought, usually thought, right? Or feeling or experience, what have you, wherein you discover yet another, conundrum, if you will, or maybe, really, when you think of, and when you clear your mind, it's so clear, it's overwhelming. I mean, the idea that, we create, I know I'm getting a little all over the place here, but bear with me. Like, you can get sidetracked by all of the thoughts that you don't know, or that you shouldn't know, or that, I don't know. That's not the point. Anyway, the point is, eventually, when you can accept what enters your consciousness and simply become aware of it, and not try to use it or cultivate it in any way, or determine some sort of ultimate reality right away, because a lot of us are in a rush, right, to find the truth, and so we're looking for conclusions, as you say. But ultimately, we realize that conclusion that we come to, as it were, only opens us up to the possibility for more insight. Like, passing through a gate and finding another gate. I mean, that's a really, lame kind of half-assed, running under the gun description of what I'm talking about. But I think you get a picture. But if you can free yourself of the limitation of thinking in conventional terms, in the sense that you don't have to think of intelligent necessarily as meaning something that makes sense to you on any level, like something that you can easily and readily accept as reality, then you can start to see that you could imagine, let's say you decided today that you were going to sit down and find your own way to the truth. No matter what it is, and you were going to let it come to you. You might find that when you open yourself up to that, or your being up to that possibility, that, you enter this whole completely different world, in all aspects. Maybe not right away. Maybe you don't see, flying, people and, automobile graveyards right away, but you start to cultivate a new awareness, so that you can, I mean, if you think about it, if you catch yourself doing it, I mean, I can right now, I can make you, just by mentioning it, I can open a doorway for you right now. I can say, imagine that you're walking on the bottom of the ocean, breathing through your lungs water. And let's say, imagine now that your ears and your eustachian tubes were actually designed to act like some kind of like pressure, some kind of like, I mean, let's simplify it, gills, but not really. I mean, some kind of like, I mean, I can like make this really detailed and specific. I can create this whole story and like description of how the eustachian tubes, and I can give this history to eustachian tubes, and ultimately, you know, I can be like the eustachian, the word eustachian derives or finds its root in like an ancient, Latin or pre-Latin, subterranean, whatever, and it doesn't matter, because ultimately it inspires your mind to awaken to like this new way of thinking. So I guess the point of this diatribe is that you should, I mean, there's no should, there is, but gets you into trouble. Try, I mean, I admire your desire to prove, or to like, to reaffirm your faith, but as it were, I mean, I may be, stepping, like, I don't know, but the point is, I think the great mystery that is God, I mean, inevitably creates for us the opportunity to free our minds and our hearts, and to expand our consciousness to include more than what conventional society has handed down to us, the dreams of our fathers, as it were. So maybe you can consider that for a time. Just open your mind to letting go of needing the answer to be conclusive and definitive right away. Try spending a day opening your mind to thinking that there is no God, and there's no reason, there's no purpose, and there is no intelligence. And imagine what that would be like. I mean, I guess I'm just trying to see how, if this makes a connection. So, yeah, thanks for the inspiration. You want, whatever. Feel free to respond.